Hello, Seiiti Arata. If you are a person that constantly overthinks, well, this video is here to help you to reflect on your actions and learn how to make your behavior more beneficial to you. If you're constantly working at full speed, this technique can help you to take control of your situation. The problem with working full speed ahead is that you end up paying less attention to what you're actually doing. You pay less attention to yourself. Attention increases potential. Regardless of what the project is, the final result will always be dependent on how much of your attention you give to it. If you spend a lot of time playing video games, you will end up being a really good player, I believe. And if you decide to dedicate your time to learning to cook better and put effort into researching different cooking techniques and new recipes, the food that you cook will become more and more tasty. Now, if you pay attention to your savings, you'll find out that you can spend less money. And if you devote your attention to finding new ways to have an extra income or to get more money for your work, I'm quite sure you will find out that you can learn more. You can learn more about this in arata.se/money taboo. The problem that most people come across is that they're not giving something enough attention. In fact, sometimes they give it no attention at all. There are even times when people pay too much attention to just one single thing, and they seem to be ignoring everything else. For example, if someone were to be overly self-centered and never paid any attention to the people around them, their relationship with those people would likely be suffering. Other people would probably not enjoy being with them or to spend time with them. If you don't pay attention to your own body and your health, well, you might become malnourished. Maybe your posture will suffer. Maybe you just forget to do some physical exercise. All these factors might contribute later to some serious health problems in your life. So, think about your current situation. What are you paying attention to in your life? What are you focusing on? When you don't pay attention, you live in default. When you don't pay attention to what you're doing, it is easy to get anxious and to do things automatically because it's what you're used to doing. So, next time you have a conversation with your mom or dad or child or someone close to you, pay attention to the way that they speak and what they say. Don't just have another default conversation. Pay attention to fully focusing on what the other person is saying, making sure that you're not thinking about other things, letting your mind wander. Are you genuinely interested in listening to the other person? Decide whether your tone of voice, the way you talk, is respectful, as this is a good way of showing the love that you have, the respect that you have for this person. When you go to work tomorrow, do it again. Think about how you're doing your job. Are you doing it because you enjoy it? Because you really want to be there? Or are you just in automatic mode, repeating a series of routines in this default setting that you've gotten yourself into? At any time, regardless of the example, regardless of what you're doing, try to take a step back and evaluate yourself. Have a look at your findings. When you begin to pay attention and observe yourself, you come to some very interesting conclusions. Be kind to yourself. Don't be too critical, too hard on yourself. Avoid the destructive self-criticism because it will only make you feel guilty. We want to have a healthy level of self-esteem. We want to understand that we're capable of transforming our own lives. Using our rationality, we can identify which aspects of our behavior are not really good, and we can change them for the better. However, having an overly critical view of ourselves can make us feel guilty, upset, and ultimately can put us into a low-power mental state. In other words, we don't believe that we can improve ourselves. In this case, we need to put effort into feeding our proactive stance. We have to accept that yes, we do have the capacity to become better, to improve. On the other hand, don't protect your ego too much, as it might also prevent you from growing as a person. It could be the case that you've taken a step back and you're evaluating yourself and you found some behavior that you don't think is ideal, but the problem is that your ego might try to justify it. Let me give you an example. You found that you are a bit intolerant with your child, that you didn't pay much attention to your child. Now, to protect your ego, you might say something to yourself such as, oh yeah, indeed I did something that was not the best thing, but the problem is that my son came to talk to me at this horrible time. I was really stressed about work. So yeah, that's why I shouldn't be too hard for losing my temper. Calm down. Take a deep breath. You don't have to be explaining yourself to me. My opinion doesn't matter. You don't have to be justifying it to yourself either. Just identify the actions that you don't agree with and make changes for the better. I promise you at the beginning of this video that this is going to be a very simple technique. Just stop and pay a little bit of attention. Take a step back. Look at yourself. Build on what you find to make better choices. The act of paying attention in itself is something that you can practice, you can get better at. You can raise the level of awareness that you have about your own consciousness. Whoa. You can observe yourself. You can choose where to put your focus. This is very different from just living your life in automatic mode, in default mode. And this is the kind of thing that we look at on the focus course at arata.se/focus course. Look at yourself without passing any judgments. This moment of mindfulness and awareness is an important moment in your personal development. You can find the answers that you need within yourself, and you have the capacity to change your behavior for the better. Just pay attention without letting judgments get in the way. If you start judging yourself, you have to defend yourself. That's why you don't want to do it. Defending yourself is something that will stop you from changing, from improving yourself. Just look, reflect on what can be done to improve, and then take action. To learn how to make better choices, you can visit arata.se/focus course.